Rome trembled beneath the weight of ambition. A boy in tiny boots, born to rule, power, madness, and blood awaited him. This is the tale of Caligula. In the cold light of dawn, marble columns glint like spectral sentinels. The streets of Rome lie hushed. Yet beneath the stillness hums a current of power, intrigue, and ambition. This is the heart of an empire, a city built on glory and blood. And soon, its throne will belong to a young man named Gaius Caesar, remembered by history through a cruel jest. Caligula, Little Boots. Rome stands weary after the long, suffocating rule of Emperor Tiberius. The Senate whispers of reform, the people long for mercy, and the Praetorian Guard, restless, loyal to power alone, waits. Into this fragile calm steps an emperor destined to fascinate and horrify the ages. Before the madness, before the legend, there was promise. But even the brightest dawn can conceal the coming storm. He was born in AD 12 in the seaside town of Antium, a child of imperial blood, the son of Germanicus, Rome's beloved general, and Agrippina the Elder, granddaughter of Augustus himself. His father, adored by the people, died under mysterious circumstances. Poison, some whispered. His mother and brothers were later exiled or executed, victims of political suspicion. One by one, his family vanished. Caligula survived by masking his fear with obedience. Sent to live with Emperor Tiberius on the island of Capri, he watched corruption, cruelty, and deceit unfold in the emperor's court. Here, the future ruler learned the lesson that would define his life. In Rome, survival meant performance. When Tiberius died in AD 37, Rome rejoiced. The Senate hailed Gaius Caesar as emperor, and for the first time in years, the city felt joy. He freed prisoners, recalled exiles, ended treason trials, and granted bonuses to the soldiers. The people adored him. Rome seemed reborn, but 7 months into his reign, fate turned. A sudden illness struck him, violent, delirious, near fatal. Some said fever, others madness. Modern scholars suspect epilepsy or encephalitis, perhaps worsened by lead poisoning in the imperial wine. Whatever it was, the Caligula who rose from that sickbed was not the same. The light of hope dimmed, and something darker stirred within. The Prince of Mercy began to look upon the empire as a mirror and saw only his own reflection staring back. After his recovery, Caligula's reign shifted from benevolence to tyranny. He executed former allies, revived the dreaded treason trials, and drained the treasury on spectacles and monuments. He built floating palaces across the Bay of Naples, staged impossible games, and demanded the worship of his own divinity. He declared his sister Drusilla a goddess, built temples to himself, and forced senators to bow before his likeness. To some, he became Jupiter incarnate, to others, an unhinged tyrant. Stories spread of Caligula building a bridge across the sea to defy prophecy, whipping the waters themselves as punishment, and promising his horse Incitatus a seat in the Senate. Caligula's reign became a reign of terror. Former allies fell to the blade without cause. Treason trials returned, turning fear into law. Wealth and property were seized for impossible spectacles, while senators bowed to a man claiming divinity. Every act, every cruel whim was a stage, and the stage was Rome itself. His tyranny was not simply excess, but the absolute power to destroy without restraint. Caligula was no longer content to rule as a man. He sought to reign as a god, and in doing so, sealed his fate. By AD 41, the empire trembled. Senators feared his wrath, nobles conspired, and even the Praetorian Guard whispered in secret. Among them was Cassius Chaerea, an officer whom Caligula had mocked mercilessly. On a cold January day, as the emperor walked through a corridor beneath his palace, the conspirators struck. Steel flashed in the lamplight. Caligula fell beneath dozens of blades. Some say 30 wounds, others more. His wife Caesonia and infant daughter were murdered soon after. The city held its breath. The Senate briefly dreamed of restoring the Republic. But the Praetorian Guard found Claudius, Caligula's uncle, hiding behind a curtain and raised him as the new emperor. The dynasty endured, though the shadow of Caligula would never fade. Caligula ruled for less than 4 years, yet his name outlasted his monuments. Ancient historians, Suetonius, Seneca, Cassius Dio, painted him as the embodiment of cruelty and insanity. But truth is more elusive. Some modern scholars see in him a victim of neurological disease, others a ruler consumed by the theater of absolute power. He stripped away the illusion that Rome was still a republic. By his excesses, he exposed the emperor's divine mask for what it was, a fragile performance. Through his madness, Rome glimpsed the danger of unchecked authority, a warning that would echo through emperors yet to come. Was he monster or mirror, tyrant or tragic casualty of power? In the ruins of Rome, his name lingers, a whisper of how absolute rule can corrupt absolutely. And as history repeats its cycles, we must ask, who among us wears the crown of reason, and who hides behind the mask of Caligula? If this journey through the heart of madness moved you, join me again. Subscribe to Abstract History, and together, let us keep exploring the fragile line between greatness and ruin, the line where history becomes human.